X's and O's is underway with Minnesota Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer, and the show is presented by U.S. Bank. The Vikings hook the Tennessee Titans Sunday at noon, KFAN and the Vikings Radio Network. Mike, sorry about the awful news with Anthony Barr, your very first draft pick. You've said that, but 2014 was your first year, his first year. You got that pec. He's out for the season. Just terrible news, man.
Yeah, it's disappointing for him. You know, he loves the game of football. He loves being in the locker room with all the guys, and he's been a big part of our defense for 6 years. So we'll miss him, but we'll move on.
Now, have you, during your coaching career anywhere, ever faced anything quite like you have faced the last couple of months, let's say? I mean, injuries and just a lot of things have been going on, man. Yeah,
well, it's part of football. You know, typically you don't get it all at once, but you know, these young guys are getting better. They got better last week. We'll continue to get better as we move forward, and I think it'll pay off in the long run.
How is Shamar Stephen handling the nose tackle role?
You know, he's doing outstanding. He's been doing his job very well. You know, he's a guy that, again, doesn't get much recognition for the things that he does, but he helps Kendricks and Barr and Wilson now. A lot of those guys helps him out a lot to let them go make plays.
Did Shamar have to reconstruct his body at all to play nose? Like, you were going to have Michael Pierce, then he opted out. So, you know, when that happened, did Shamar have to, like, get bigger?
No, not really. Shamar, you know, he's basically a good run player, and he would have been really good at the three technique as well. But you know what his job is go in there and eat up some of the double teams.
With the defense and all the new players and lacking experience in certain spots, is any of this in any way like 2018? You went out on a Thursday night, you played the Rams, you came back and you kind of tweaked some things into the Philly game and things got better. Is it in any way like that at this stage?
Well, maybe a little bit. You know, we did talk about that Rams game and how we had to adjust and do some different things. You know, unfortunately, without the preseason games, we weren't able to learn about some of these players when they get into game-like situations. And so I think the more that we see them in game-like situations, the more that they're playing, the more we'll have a better understanding of all the things that they can do and the things they can handle.
This Tennessee Titans quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, he seems to be playing very confidently right now. Is that accurate?
Yeah, he's playing really well. You know, I think he's getting the ball out really quick. The running game obviously helps him, but the play actions, he does a nice job there. He'll run a lot of bootlegs and things like that, so that you know, I think they're doing a good job of letting him just play the game.
Now, last year, obviously in the playoffs, they bounced Brady. They went and won on the road at Lamar Jackson. And in the AFC title game, they were leading the Super Bowl champions 10-0. Just overall with the Titans, what makes them a complete team? What impresses you?
Well, the way they run the football offensively, first of all, you know, Derrick Henry's a big, strong back. They've got a good offensive line. The quarterback takes good care of the football. And then defensively, they give you a lot of different looks. You know, they've got some really good linebackers, stout guys up front. They've added Jadeveon Clowney now. So, yeah, and they get a couple good safeties. So, you know, I think the combination of all that helps them to understand how they have to play.
Hey, Mike, with that Indy game, it seemed from afar like the quarterback just never was comfortable. Is that accurate? And if so, why?
Well, I don't know. I think maybe he got fooled on some coverages a little bit. You know, he needs to just go out and relax and go play the game, and I think he'll be fine.
X's and O's with Mike Zimmer, KFAN, Vikings Radio Network, and Vikings.com. What about their tight end, Jonnu Smith? 8 catches, 3 touchdowns. What has gotten into him?
Yeah, he's had some really good games. They you know, they use him in a lot of tight end screens, which we got hurt on last week. But they'll also use him on some of the vertical routes where they get down the field in the red zone. He's a big target for him. He got really good speed, good strength. he's a good player.
You see, I'm sure you saw some coaches got fined for violating mask protocol. Is that something you think of during the game while you and or Gary Kubiak upstairs, you're focusing on how to beat the adversary, but there are a lot of other things in this world?
Well, you don't think about it, but you understand that that's part of what you have to do. And, it's again, without preseason games and understanding the protocols and things like that, knowing when you can pull the mask down, when you can put it up, it just makes more things for the coaches, that's all.
How did the shield work out in the Indianapolis game, the old shield?
Yeah, it was okay. They seem to get scratched fairly easily.
Mike Zimmer, X's and O's, that 100K, I mean, that can't happen because that's horse money.
That's right.
I mean, you want to win the Kentucky Derby, you need to have that 100K. You guys are 4 for 4 on 2-point conversions. I mean, I'm 75% messing around here. You should go for 2 every single time. We're unbelievably good at it.
Well, I'd like it to be a little closer, so we just go ahead and kick it.
But is that something you think about now that you're 4 for 4? Like, hey, maybe we were going to do it here and there, but now we're going to expand it a little bit.
Well, I think it gives us some more options. We've been pretty good at it thus far, and there might be some times we feel like we just need to add some more points in there and take some more opportunities and chances.
Eden Prairie's Ryan Connolly used to play for the Giants, had a couple of picks. He was running around for you in that Indianapolis game. Once he gets up to speed, what do you like about Ryan?
Well, he's a very smart guy. He's good, tough physical player, he's still getting up to speed with us, but it's coming quick.
With Derrick Henry, is like we know he's big, we know he's massive, but is he fast? Does he hit everything really fast?
I think he's like all backs. They have a chance. He has a chance to get to the perimeter. He will. If he can go to the corner and make the corner try to tackle him, he will, because he knows he's got the size and the strength. But he will hit the hole quickly and then accelerate out from there.
Now, you're only 2 games into it, so do you have to think about, let's start with the players, keys to keeping morale where it needs to be?
Well, I think the biggest thing, Paul, is that we need to figure out why we're not winning and go from there. And then once we figure out why we're not winning, if we can fix those things, then we have a chance to start winning. And we've had too many. The second quarter has been terrible for us, and really it hasn't been the second quarter. It's been the last 5 minutes of the second quarter, turning the ball over. Giving up big plays in a 2-minute drill in the first ball game, poor field position. So I think before I worry about morale and those things, I need to worry about what we need to do to fix it.
Right, and lastly, if you just were to rattle off a couple of things that you think about turning things around and getting better and winning games, what would they be?
Well, I think we improved last week defensively. I think we played a lot tougher and smarter. We've had some good sudden changes. We've got to continue to do that. We can't give up big plays. We can't have penalties on third downs, which we did the week before. And then offensively, we can't give up safeties. We got to take care of that. When we got the ball backed up there, we have to understand where we're at on the field. You can't throw interceptions right before the end of the half, or drop balls and penalties. We had a penalty coming off the goal line that really made us the reason why we got the safety. So we have to be a little bit more diligent about the things that we're doing.
Should be a fist fight this weekend. Best of luck, okay?
All right, thank you, Paul.